Hi everyone, it's Natara, and today I'm going to be going over the Clockwork Tune rerun. So let's go ahead and preview the items. Alright, so we have this hair that's rather unique. It's not typically something I would use, and I have not really used it myself the entire time that I've had it. I do like this dress, it's super cool and super unique, but it is kind of hard to use outside of like what it was intended for, and the dyes are a bit limiting because the whole suit is metallic, but I'll show you that later. I do love this piece. It is super cute. It actually is more versatile than some of the other pieces. I love these shoes. I use these shoes all the time because it's the closest I can get to bare feet. This thing is really cool. It's like a little pedestal. I love these earrings too. This anklet is super cute. I love these bracelets. I love the heart on them. The necklace is cool. And you can't tell, but this is a little lock that ticks. The trumpet I never use. Or is this a tuba? Sorry, I don't know my instruments. I love this hairpiece. These are super cool. And same with the gloves. For our 5-star, it's a really cute one, and we get a short hair. We used to not be able to get too many of these, but we're starting to get more now. But back then, this was pretty unique. The dress is not really one of my favorites. I do love the coat though. I don't use bags. Don't use that. This is okay. These are super cute. Socks. I do like that these can be two-toned, so that's always a win. And these shoes are super cool too. They can also be two-toned, so those are definitely a must in my opinion. I do really like the 4-star this time. It's super cute, like a little aviator style. Very nice, and I love the way the skirt dies, and it's this little top. It is a crop top, and we do get a lot of those, but this one's actually simple, and the design dies into the top so you can make it look just blank, which is really nice. Our loose 6-star pieces are our Polonarch half-heart earrings, the Monarch praise earrings, and this super lacy pearly necklace. Our 5-star limited pieces is this Heart Hunt crop top. It's super cute. It actually has a like secret double piece with it that came from another banner. I'll show that later. I do like this dress. It's super cool. We don't get too many like torn up stuff. The necklace is cute. I love like the layered. We actually have an anklet that goes with this, but it's a 6-star anklet. These earrings are cute. I like that they're high-low. I adore these heart hoops so much. I just love big hoops. I wish they would give us more bigger hoops, but that's just me maybe. No, it can't be just me. I'm sure other people want bigger hoops too. The bear popsicle is cute, and we get a little anger emoji for our head. For our makeup, we get the machine crack face paint, the snow galaxy eyeshadow, the golden sadness contacts, the kiss of daisy lipstick, the iceseal galaxy contacts, and the truce song lipstick. And I don't think there's anything new in this. For our ally, we get Shawn's Fluorescent Night, and in our decom, we get this dress, and I'm not going to touch it. I do not like it. I don't like the style of it. It's just not for me. I'll never use it, like literally ever. The hat is okay, but we have lots of little hats like this, and so I feel no need to get this. I do, however, love this hammer. It's super unique. And here's our scene, Melodious Night. There's also this furniture piece, Lotus Pond, the avatar frame, Cutie Bun, the avatar, Like Old Time, the chat bubble, Ink Wash Kitty, Graffiti Day, I think this is it's a photo frame, the cute effect, Cherry Dessert Cat, and the effect, E-Cordon. And that is everything. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, and here's Clockwork Heart. It's a pretty cute suit. So whenever you're first looking at the suit, it is got different metal dyes all over it. Like as you can see on the socks, the original dye is like this bright yellow with this kind of tan. But if you go look at the suit, its original dyes are like this black, this tan, this kind of like yellowy tan, and this pale. So I don't like that they included two different metallic colors, and it's not cohesive throughout the entire suit. Even these two, the default colors are different, so it's hard to even make the suit itself match on its own. Let me see if the earrings, yeah, I don't think any of it has a single matching color. Maybe the dark brown and this light khaki, not dark brown, this like dark khaki and this light khaki are the only two consistent colors throughout all the pieces. I said that and then I clicked the gloves and it's a yellow and a pink. It's just kind of odd. I don't know why they did that, why they chose to make the default colors on each piece a different shade so that even when in its default colors it doesn't match. But aside from that, let's go ahead and start looking at the dye options. With the hair, it's pretty obvious from the get-go that you get two dye slots. You're gonna get the first one, which is like the bulk of the hair, and then the second one, which is the tails, and then that chunk of bang right there. I'm gonna go ahead and do the handheld and then take it off because it is like really in the way there. So for the first dye slot, you do get the bulk of the instrument. And like I said before, I have never actually used this piece, so I have like nothing unlocked for it. But our second dye slot is the clear part on the instrument up here. The third slot is the rest of the metalwork on the instrument, like the pipes and the mouthpiece. The fourth slot is the roses and then the like finger petals right here. And the fifth slot is going to be the pearls and the beads and the jewels all over it, it looks like. So this dress has two variations. This one where the corset is filled in, and this one where the corset is hollow and it gives more of a clockwork steampunk look. This is how I usually keep it myself because I just prefer the gears. I was one of those kids growing up that really liked steampunk, so this is just super exciting for me, so I always have it like this. So this is how I'm going to be showing off the dyes as well. So for our first slot, you do get the underskirt and the top part of the corset. In the other version, it does the blue would like come all the way up and be the entire corset part. Slot 2 is the sheer part on the sleeves and then the bulk of the skirt on the bottom. Slot 3 is a lot of the metalwork. It comes down on the spine of the feathers and flares up on the shoulders. Slot 4 is the beadwork and the crystal work. Slot 5 is like the, as you can see, it's kind of like the holographic design on the skirt. Slot 6 is the inner gears, or it's some of the inner gears. And slot 7 is the rest of the inner gears and the little keyhole right there. So like I said, this one is pretty limited in what you can do dye-wise, but there's not too much else because it is one of the shorter dresses. Another cool part about this suit is that it also has two options. So you do have the hollow leg part here, and if you don't like that, you can have the ball jointed doll look, but I prefer it with the hollow look. I think that's super cool. And with these socks, you do get 4 dye slots, the first being a majority of the metalwork, the second being the like knee cracks, I guess, this part up here. The third slot is the metalwork that runs on the shin, and the fourth slot is going to be the pearls and the gems on the front. For our shoes, you only get 2 dye slots. You get all of the metalwork on the first slot, and then you get the little crystals on the heels on the second slot. For our hair, you get 4 dye slots, and it is a 4-piece. The arcs over the pigtails are specific to this hairstyle. You will not get them on any other hairstyle. The first slot is going to be the metalwork. The second slot is the feathers. The third slot is the beadwork. And the fourth slot is the crystal inside of the hearts on this headpiece. And this headpiece can actually move around on the head pretty nicely. Like, you get all of the standard positions for it. So I do like that, but like I did mention, these are specific. You can only have them on this hairstyle. But what is cute is if you put a hat on that takes away pigtails, like not that one. Can't wear that one. Okay, just for the sake of it, you can chop away the pigtails, but those little extra hair accessories will stay, so I do think that's quite fun. Now our earrings are super interesting. I do love these earrings so much. I have used them so many times. But our first die slot is going to be the metalwork. Our second die slot is the pearls, and our third die slot is the crystals on this part. What sucks though is that for pointed ears, it does like cut through the ear right here, as you can see, so it is best for rounded ears, but that doesn't stop me from using them because I just love these earrings so much. For our necklace, we get 4 die slots, the metalwork on the first one, the pearls on the second, the crystals on the neck part on the third, and the fourth is actually the dial on the clock. For our bracelets, our little heart gloves, we get 3 die slots, the metalwork, the crystals, and lastly the crystals inside of the flower right here. And once again, this is another unique item. The gloves, you have 2 unique looks that you can do, the hollow look and the filled in look. I do always keep mine on the hollow because I do prefer that one. But on this one, you also get 4 die slots. So it's going to be all the metalwork in the arm portion, the extra like elbow crevice work, I guess, kind of like how the leg was, and then the like shin part, but not the shin part, you know what I'm saying? And lastly, it's going to be the gems on the inside. And for our back piece, the always ticking turn dial. It's not called a turn dial, is it? I can't remember what it's called. But for our first die slot, you do get a majority of the metalwork. Our second die slot is these 2 large crystals and then the base crystal. Our third die slot is these crystals right here. And our fourth die slot are these crystals. And then, as you can probably guess, the last die slot is going to be those top crystals in the fan area. For our anklet, we do get 3 die slots, the metalwork, the crystals on the band, and lastly the pearls and the teardrop pearl. And for our floating piece, the melodious bell, it's going to be super hard to see what's dying, but for the first die slot, you're going to get the base down here. For the second die slot, it is going to be the sheer part on the upper shell of the watch. Our third slot is whatever these little rings are. It's so hard to see. I really wish we had like a 360 camera for this mode, but that does beg the question what slot 4 is, because I don't see it changing anything either. I've never actually really used this piece, so I don't know it too well. Is going to be the crystals in the upper lid. Slot 6 is going to be the metalwork on the upper lid, and slot 7 is your best guess, because I cannot see it. I'm sorry that was such a terrible review, but that piece is so hard to look at because it's on the floor and you can't like look up. But that is all the die options. I did not mean to save that back piece like that, oh my goodness. But that's all the die options for the Clockwork set. Overall, it's not a bad piece, it's just hard to break out of, and the die slots are very, very few. The hair is also very eccentric, and I've never honestly used it. I think I used it once, and it was for an alien fit, and I ended up chopping off the pigtails, like how I showed you with this, and I used those as like Saturn's rings, I guess, almost. But yeah, I mean, it's a really pretty set, but it's just so hard to use outside of this. I do love that this gives you the option to paint your nails and your toenails. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I don't think I did, but we don't get too many options to have our fingernails painted, and both the gloves and the socks give us that option at the caveat of having the ball jointed look. And here's Clockwork, fully dyed black. So on the wings, you are gonna have the like holographic bits. There's this flower on the back that you cannot dye. The hairpiece, the feathers are gonna be that holographic. Same thing with the shoulder piece. And the chest piece right there, the tuba parts. And I cannot see on the face of the clock, but it does look like some of it is undyeable, all that white glow down there. And these flower details on the skirt are undyeable. You do have some of the oil slick pearls that you cannot dye. It's on the hair, on the dress. And some of the crystals are, no, those same oil slick pearls on the key part. But everything else looks dyeable, so that is nice. And here's our 5-star set, Meow World. This one is super cute and super fun. I do love the versatility of this one. Like I've said earlier, I've never really used the dress, but I use the socks, I use the shoes, I use the coat, I use the glasses a lot. Like a lot. They're all so cute. But let's go ahead and do the coat first and then take that off so we can see everything underneath. So with our coat, we do get 4 dye slots, the majority of the coat itself, the fuzz and the leather, the fuzzy hearts, and then the gloves up there. It's like a two-toned part up there. And lastly, it is the metalwork, so you can dye like the earrings, and then down here on the leather part of the coat, and then also the emblem on the back is being dyed as well. For our hair, we do get 2 dye slots, the top and a little bit of an ombre. It's really cute. For our dress, we do get 3 dye slots, not a lot, all things considered, but you get a majority of the dress, as you can see, and you get the fuzz, and lastly you get the underskirt and then the corset part. For our shoes, you do get 4 dye slots, and it is duotoned, so you're gonna get the left side first, and this includes the rim around the shoes on the bottom. For our second slot, you get the right sock. For our third slot, you get the leather and like the under of the stars, and for our fourth slot, it is the metalwork and the sequins. For our socks, they are also two-toned, so for your first slot, you're going to get the left sock. For the second slot, you're going to get the right sock, and the third slot is going to be your stars. The hair accessory is pretty self-explanatory. You get 2 dye slots, the fuzz and the paws. And for the face, you get 2 dye slots. It's going to be hard to see, but the first slot is the majority of the glasses. The second slot is going to be the tail of the glasses. And for our necklace, the first slot is going to be the fuzz and part of the metalwork. The second slot is going to be the lower chain. The third slot is the pearls. And the fourth slot is the rest of the metalwork. For our handheld, the first slot is the fuzz on the end. The second slot is a majority of the bag. The third slot is the first stripe, and the fourth slot is the second stripe. The fifth slot happens to be the bottom stripe. And here's the suit in all black, well, mostly black. Some of the shades I just didn't want to unlock, but the undyeable parts are still just white. So you do have this fishbone on the hood, a bit of the jewels on the necklace, and the chain on the back, as well as the lower chain and all the metalwork on it. But the boots and the dress and the socks are fully dyeable. And here's our 4-star suit, Mild Snow. It is super cute. I do quite like this one. For our coat, we do get 6 die slots, which is really nice. It's almost as much as the 6-star dress, which is crazy. So for our first is the majority of the coat. Our second is the fur and the top part of the leather. Our third is the back of the bird and everything. Our fourth is the emblem on the side and the zipper in the metalwork. A bit of a weird combination if you ask me. Our fifth slot is, where's the color I haven't used? Is the reds. Our fifth slot is the rest of the stitching on the back. And our sixth slot is gonna be this strip on the front. For our skirt, we do get 4 die slots. The first being the leather, the second being the fuzz, the third being the belt, and the 2 little zippers, and the fourth being the metalwork. For our shoes, we do get 3 die slots, which is pretty nice for a 4-star shoe, especially a little boot like this. We get the laces and the base of the boot. For our second die slot, you're gonna get the, I wanted to say leather, but now that I'm like super zoomed in, this looks like suede. Good like waterproof material, I think. Maybe I'm crazy and I'm thinking of something else. But our third slot is gonna be the metalwork and the emblem. Our ring, we get 2 die slots. This is kind of like a signet ring. You're going to get the metalwork and then the coin in the center. And for our top, you do get the bulk of it on the first slot, the edges on the second, and then the writing on the third. So here's the suit, dyed fully black, so it is fully dyeable, except for the zippers on the skirt. Those will remain silver, and then on the back of the jacket, you do have this gold. So onto our loose 6-star pieces, we do get half heart, Polonof's earrings, you get 2 die slot, the hearts, and the metalwork. And for our other earrings, Monarch's Praise, you also only get 2 die slots, the rose and the pearls, which clearly have a sheen to them, and then the metalwork. And like 1 little pearl right there next to the flower. And our 6-star necklace centurial collection, you get 3 die slots, the pearls, the main pearl in the center, and lastly the lace. These 2 I think were designed to be together. It could just be the pearls that make me think that, but I don't know, I think they go together. And here's our top, Heart Hunt, and like I mentioned before, it does have a bottom that I do believe they go together, but they just didn't want to give it to us as a set. It's kind of like one of those secret sets. But with the top, you do get 3 die slots, the majority of it, and then the under top right there, the lace and the strap, and lastly the hearts. And here is our loose 5-star dress, color Life. It comes with 4 die slots, the bulk of it on the top, the underskirt, and the like left side splash, the super underskirt. Again, that kind of looks like it's made of leather, doesn't it? That's interesting. I've never noticed that before. And then the straps up here, which are also leather, which makes me think she's wearing a leather dress underneath this, which sounds kind of like super sweaty. For our 4th slot, you do get the metalwork. Oh wow, okay. So I kind of thought, you see how that second underdrip is a different color? It looks like it has a built-in lightener into it, so it's going to be dyeing with the first slot. It's just going to be a lighter color of whatever you have. And here's the loose 5-star necklace, Flaming Magic. I do have it dyed currently, but the first dye slot is the leather and some of the stars and pearls. The second die slot is the crystals on the top and the pearls on the top, and the 4th die slot is all of the metalwork. And like I mentioned before, I do feel like this is a match for the anklet, the heart, evil, star. I just feel like they go together. And honestly, they both look good with this outfit. And here are earrings, missing love. They are just simple hoops, so they only have one die slot, so they die all together. And here's the little anger hair decal, I guess. It has 2 die slots. You're going to be able to get like the little scrunchy things, and the second die slot is going to be the like backdrop to it. And you do get an assortment of hair positions for it, depending on the hairstyle. And here are the earrings, grape bell. They are like a high-low type. You do get 3 die slots, the puff balls, the metal work, and then the third slot is for the left side hearts. And our last loose 5-star is the bear popsicle. You get 2 die slots, the popsicle part itself, and then the stick. It reminds me of driving through Dairy Queen and getting those, oh my gosh, I can't even remember what they're called. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The dilly bars, oh my gosh. Here is the unevolved version of Shawn's Fluorescent Night. I do think he's super cute with all these little kitties all around him. And here is the evolved version. I do think I prefer the other one. I definitely like the look of the other one better. I think it's the kittens. The kittens are super cute, so I usually leave him on this one instead of the evolved version. And here are the evolved shoes that you get from Shawn's Fluorescent Night. I have never used them. I've got plenty of Chinese shoes, and these are kind of super simple, so I just don't touch them. But the first die slot is going to be the bulk of the shoe. The second die slot is the base and the vine work that goes through it, and the third die slot is the flowers. And I did actually end up getting enough decom that I got the hat piece. So it does come with 3 die slots, the bulk of the hat, the lace, and the headband. I don't know why there is a headband there, it's kind of strange. And lastly, it's going to be the ribbon that wraps around the top. And the hat is fully dyeable. And here's the sudden whack. It has 3 die slots, the first being the end of the hammer, the second being the handle of the hammer, and the third being the writing on the hammer. So it is fully dyeable, so you can get rid of that Vana symbol. I know a lot of people don't like it. And here are the hand postures for sudden whack. It does work with flashing sword. It did not work with any half-length poses. It does work with abyss command, crowned moon, pardoned shackle, petal flutter, and that is it. So there's not too many poses that you can use with it, which is really unfortunate because it is a cute little item. But perhaps whenever a new update comes out and they update the handhelds a bit more, this will get more use. And here's the Melodious Night scene. So it's pretty much just a podium. There's nothing beyond it. And this is your entire posable area. What I do like about this scene is, let me see if I can get her to do it. It is a little finicky. Oops, too far. There you go. You can glow. If you stick your doll right in that spot right there, you can make her glow. Let me see if it works when you're standing. I don't think it does. Yeah, so you have to dip her down just a little bit until her body gets in there. But you can make some super interesting looks with this. Where's Halo? Let me turn contrast down just a bit. Saturation up and mess with the white balance. So yeah, you can create some cute looks with this. Or if you want to look like a goddess or something, like a golden goddess, you can definitely do that. But this scene is very Chinese, very oriental. So So if you are not interested in those looks, then I wouldn't bother with this one. And with that glowing effect that I just did, I do believe you can recreate it with the purchase pack that we recently had. The dancing one, I do believe. Attic in the Clouds. I do believe it's kind of similar. They used like the same base. Let me scoot her back. So it is sort of similar, and it is harder to work with to get that glowing effect, and it's not quite as yellow as you can see. Let me see how high I can bump her up. Oh, okay, yeah, so it's just a little harder to work with, but you can put your doll in that one too if you'd rather just save for this and see if there's a rerun for this scene to come out. But that is an option as well. And here is the Lotus Pond furniture piece. It is rather large, but it is super pretty. It does cost 5,500 chestnuts, and because it's not interactable, it is scalable. So you can make it pretty big. The only thing that I don't like about it is you can never like make these match. Like you can only ever like go up, because I at one point wanted to make like a circle, and I got really disappointed that I couldn't make like a perfect shape because you can only ever go like kind of like at a diagonal because of how it's shaped. But overall, it's a really pretty piece, and I do like it a lot. It's not in my current build, but I've had it in every build I've ever had before this, because it's just, I think it's just gorgeous. And there are lanterns to it, just the two. Ignore my glowing balls. And the rocks look perpetually wet. I don't think I've ever noticed it because it's not raining outside right now. It's just the whole piece always looks wet, I guess. Because like even looking at the side of the pond and the birds, they look wet. But overall, it's a cute piece and I do really like it. And here's the makeup piece machine crack. I was really, really excited whenever I first saw this piece, and then when I got it, I was so disappointed because I don't know why, but they made the highlight part of the crack white. So when you put it on a doll that has an ounce of melanin on their skin, it just looks awful, in my opinion. It doesn't give the same effect, and it looks fake, and it looks cheap, and I'm super disappointed with it. It has so much potential and it looks so good on those pale dolls, and it just sucks that it just doesn't look that good on the darker dolls. And here are the iceseal galaxy contacts. They are some gray contacts. There's no special effects to them. They are just gray. I think they are crosses with, I can't scoot anymore, but with wings on them. Yeah, I think those are wings. And here are the golden sadness contacts. I like these. We don't have too many yellow contacts, and I do like that it has the little flowers in there. And to pair with these contacts, we do get the Kiss of Daisy lipstick. It comes in 4 shades: Innocent Bud, Frost Daisy, Autumn View, and Daisy Honey. So here's the first shade dyed all the way up and all the way down, the second shade down and all the way up, third shade up and all the way down, and the fourth shade down and all the way up. And here is the lipstick Truce song. It is super jelly looking and it overlines the lips quite a bit. But the first one is Memory Crystal, the second is History Ending, then we have Imprint and Dream Elemental. So here's the first slot dyed all the way up and all the way down, second slot down and all the way up, third slot up and all the way down, fourth slot down and all the way up. And here's the eyeshadow Snow Galaxy. You do get quite a few shades. They're definitely more muted. So here is both shades in red, both shades in brown, both shades in blue, both in pink, both in khaki, and both in the light purple. And that is everything for the Clockwork Tune light chase. I hope you found this helpful and useful and maybe inspiring. I don't know. I hope you have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.